Hey everybody, I'm Chris. This is Kyle. We're from MasterCard Loyalty. We're the product developers on a really exciting new thing that we'd like to talk to you about today called Pay with Rewards. It's our revolutionary new way to use points to cover purchases at millions of locations worldwide using an amazing piece of technology you already have in your wallet, your MasterCard credit card. How many of you have a MasterCard credit card today? Oh, come on, come on. How many of you have points on that card? I'm going to wake you up. It's early. You haven't had coffee yet. How many of you, all right, points. How many of you have used those points to redeem for something that's really memorable to you? How many of you chose exactly what that was? Exactly. That's the problem in loyalty and rewards programs today. There's not enough flexibility for cardholders. Issuers, some of you in the audience, providers of loyalty programs have a difficulty today getting across exactly what the right reward is to their consumer base. With Pay with Rewards, we feel that we've solved that problem, and we believe very firmly that the choice and flexibility of the reward that the cardholder has earned towards should be the cardholder's choice.
So Chris talks about freedom of choice or flexibility and how you want to redeem your rewards. And Pay with Rewards is really the ultimate in flexibility. It gives you the opportunity to redeem your points for what you want, when you want, at millions of MasterCard locations worldwide. So for example, last week I was in London, and it's 1 in the morning, I'm leaving Heathrow, and I get a cab. And when I get there, I pay on my MasterCard card, and I use points to pay for that cab ride without the cabbie ever knowing that I was using my rewards to pay for that purchase that I decided I wanted to pay for. But rather than give you a whole bunch of examples, I think it's best if we just show you how it works. So what we'll do is we'll take a typical everyday scenario of a coffee shop. Chris has kindly decided to act as the barista, and if I order a small cup of coffee for, say, $2.50, I can take out my Pay with Rewards enabled MasterCard card, give it to Chris to make the purchase. So before he does that, this is a live transaction on a rewards card from MasterCard. And it's about to go through the MasterCard network. So as Chris hands me my coffee and I go to make the payment, I could use Apple Pay, I could tap, swipe, use chip and pin. I could do a whole variety of things. So Chris is going to tap. Chris is going to tap. And draw your attention to the screen right here, because what's going to happen in just a moment is I'm going to receive a notification confirming that I used, here it is, rewards for that purchase. So think about that, both an email and an app notification. This is your standard run-of-the-mill point-of-sale terminal. At no point did Chris or I indicate on this terminal that we wanted to use our rewards. So that's different than what's in market. There's reward solutions at the point of sale in market today, but it's only at a few merchants. Some of you may have experienced this. Why is that? It's because they have a reliance on making changes at the point of sale, upgrading their technology, which can be costly or it can alter the checkout experience. But with Pay with Rewards, we're innovating off the MasterCard network, and we're making a fundamental change to the consumer experience, which goes from being accepted at a few merchants to be accepted at millions of merchants. So the way that we're doing that is we're asking the cardholder to make a pre-purchase decision and indicating to us that they would like to use their rewards prior to the purchase. I had done that on this card that we use for the payment, but let me show you how that works. So we have the Pay with Rewards mobile application. I like to call this a single purpose application because its single purpose in life is to give you very important information specifically about Pay with Rewards. And it gives you the ability to configure Pay with Rewards, as I'd already done. So at the top, you'll see the first piece of information. Pay with Rewards is currently turned on. So when I use this card to make the purchase, that's why I redeem my points. Second, you see how many points I have on that card, and then you see the cash equivalent of those points for this individual Accolade Bank rewards program that this card's enrolled in. So as we move to the settings screen, you can see that I've indicated that Pay with Rewards is turned on for all transactions over $1. So that's just kind of this set it and forget it model, and I can spend my points as long as I have a sufficient balance. Personally, I like the next transaction only. This is where some of the flexibility comes in. I can say only use rewards on my next transaction, and then Pay with Rewards is going to disable itself. So that way, when you're on your 10th Starbucks run of the day, you don't open the app and realize you have no points left. But the final thing is a way for our issuers and merchants to differentiate their loyalty programs. So if we went out and said everybody in Pay with Rewards that wants to use it from an issuer or merchant perspective with a loyalty program, your points are worth a penny. That's not a very compelling offering because it doesn't match the economics of those programs. So what we've done is we've given promotional capabilities to these stakeholders. So you're probably familiar with the 3%, 2%, 1% cashback models. 3% on grocery, 2% on gas, 1% on everything else. We've extended that to the reward redemption side of the house. So you can dine out for less. Your points are worth double this month only when you eat out. Or, this is my favorite one. Hit the links, play golf, and your points are worth double. I think my wife would like that one. So what we've done really overall with Pay with Rewards is we've just ever so slightly changed the consumer experience. Instead of integrating here, we've asked the consumer or cardholder to make a pre-purchase decision, and the difference is rather than being accepted at a subset of merchants, we're accepted in millions of MasterCard locations.
Thanks, Kyle. What's great about this, too, is this entire subsystem runs on the MasterCard network. It's also a full API, which means we can integrate in the way that our banks want flexibility. So aside from the flexibility to the cardholder, there's flexibility to the banks and to the merchant groups that are running loyalty programs. Because we've been doing loyalty for a long time, and we understand that there's more to rewards than just a single point of entry. There's multiple places, especially here in 2014. So what we've done is we've said, let's take the power of rewards, the real reason why you have a loyalty program, the trophy value, and let's bring it to anywhere that you can use your MasterCard worldwide at millions of locations, right? If a mother wants to cover a flu shot for her child that she wasn't planning on, she could use points for that. If a college student wanted to take a break from midterm finals or maybe from studying legitimately to play an online game, that's a problem that some of us have, they can use their points to essentially cover in-game time or points or those sorts of things. At the end of the day, Pay with Rewards gives flexibility to the cardholders and the issuers running programs without point-of-sale conversions and working with the card that's already in their wallet. 0. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great rest of the presentations.